All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? So, today we are doing the Adventure Blend. Now, if you're only watching on TikTok or Instagram, then you might be a little surprised that this is already open. The reason why is because we already went on the adventure. It's up on YouTube and it's about 6 hours long. Maybe not quite that long, but it's up there. Let me go ahead and count this out real quick. We got 5 of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And 5. Now, this is kind of a part 2 of the adventure while that's brewing. Oh, since you guys, if you want to go watch the video, it's up on YouTube. We're not going to cover really anything. I just want to tell you guys what it is so people that only watch the short stuff get the gist. But first we're going to talk about this. The Adventure Blend is rich and smooth. With its hints of chocolate and red fruits, this slightly nutty coffee offers a well-rounded flavor profile. It's a rich, smooth blend with a lingering finish. Of the 3 that we got, this one's my favorite. I like it a lot. I'm glad I saved it for last. Oh, real quick while that's brewing, before I get distracted. The basement has been basically done this week, but I probably need to do a little more work because the new can of paint that I got doesn't appear to really match the old can of paint. I was hoping that as it's the same color, but sometimes the machine will mix it differently. What you really want to do is when you have multiple cans of paint, you should mix them together, but we didn't have that. We got one at a time because I didn't know how much this would take. But as you can see, even though I ordered the same color, it's not the same color. I was hoping as it dried, it would get closer. I don't know whether they messed up with mixing it or sometimes there's just inconsistency with the mixer, but it's clearly a pretty different shade, you know? This part's all done and I just got to take the tape off, but I'm waiting for it to cure a little bit before I cut on it. That way, when I'm like down there on the ground, I don't mess it up. But now I guess I got to trim the whole rest of the thing again. And it's especially annoying in here because to make it last longer, I did an extra coat here in the studio. But now that means I got to move everything, you know? All this needs to be moved. And I didn't paint under any of that. And all that needs to be moved again, you see? So clearly, there's still a little bit more work to do here. But before I move any of that, I'm going to wait a month so it cures entirely. And then we'll just do that over the weekend, I guess. That way, I don't need to worry about not streaming because we generally take Friday and Saturday off from the stream. Friday is just the day to upload, and Saturday is our day of rest. Now let's go get the coffee because it should be done by now, and then we can talk. No, it's not quite done. We're at like 2 cups, and we need like 4 cups. That's fine. All right. So basically, what I talked about on the big stream, like I said, the whole thing's on the main YouTube. you can go over and see it. It's called I Had a Demon in My Penis. And it's the final series of the There's a Demon in My whatever. We were doing all those earlier. The reason I changed the format instead of there's a demon is because we've dealt with the demon. It's gone, right? So it was I had. In fact, talking about it has removed a tremendous weight from my shoulders, literally. I used to have this insane, like the migraines that I was getting, they would come from this big clump of muscle stress on my neck. And I can still feel some muscle stress there a little bit, but it's not like it was before. And now it's more coming from other areas. So there's still other minor demons I need to deal with. But the big one is gone. And the migraines have been gone too since then. It used to feel like there was a giant beast just sitting on my shoulders, gnawing on my spine. And that's gone now. And the reason why is because in the long video, I talked about the fact that I am a survivor of sexual assault by multiple women. Now, I really don't care to go over the details because, to put it simply, the past is the past and it's best to leave it there. Now, I do believe that time and space are just illusions. So the past is also the present and the future. But what I mean by leaving it in the past is that there's no need to dwell on it now, right? Of course, you're always going to carry it with you. But if you dwell on it now, if you just let it eat you alive, then you're going to spiral, and that's going to become your entire life. And your trauma will become your personality, and then you'll end up with a septum piercing. If you don't know what I'm referencing, just look up nose ring theory. It's pretty funny, especially because a lot of the people with nose rings are like, yeah, you know what, that's actually true. But I think it's important that I shared that video for two reasons. The first is it was absolutely necessary for me as part of my personal growth to talk about it simply because I didn't realize how much it was negatively affecting me. The fact that the migraines are gone is great, at least for now. We'll see how long they last. I do feel like there's probably other stuff I still got to talk about because there's still random pains in my bodies, but I haven't figured out what those are yet. The crazy thing though is that now that I talked about that, I'm literally not afraid to talk about anything. Oh, we put some coconut cream in it, I think. I wasn't paying attention to which one I put in. Oh, cat's begging to be let back in. We'll let him in a second. If it was, I think it's the coconut cream. It's lighter. I don't know if you guys saw. You might have not seen. But if it was the blue one, it was coconut. If it was orange, it was pumpkin spice. I honestly can't really tell. I think it's the coconut. I only put like a little splash in. Yeah, it's the coconut. There's no pumpkin spice. Mostly that was half and half. You want back in, Charlie? Yeah, you happy kid? All right. But yeah, so I think it's important that we talk about it for two reasons. Like I said, the first is it was just necessary for me. And if you've been watching, the crazy thing is, uh, last week, I think, I had that video where I talked about the weird porcelain woman with the dagger in her neck that was like a demon that showed up during the middle of a zombie apocalypse in a dream. Well, that spot where the dagger was in her neck was the exact same spot where I've noticed that all that pain in my neck used to exist. So I I don't want to say with 100% certainty because, like I said, there's still like some shoulder stress and neck stuff that I have going on a little bit, and that spot's a little raw. But I think maybe we pulled the dagger out, or at least we've done a pretty good job of shaking it loose. Now, the weird thing is, I have been having some pretty crazy dreams since then. And none of them are like bad dreams, I would say. In fact, they're all far less disturbing than the one with the demon lady. But I haven't been sleeping well because they just wake me up. I get dreams that wake me up for some reason. So I haven't had a full night of sleep like all week. But dreams don't ever really scare me. I don't know why. Um, I guess maybe because I've been through some nightmarish things in real life, but that also doesn't really make sense entirely because like other people who have been through nightmarish things in real life often get nightmares from it, like PTSD and stuff. I guess I'm just different in some ways, but dreams don't scare me. And even when they're like what other people would consider nightmares, I just find them exhilarating generally. Like that one with the demon lady was pretty damn cool. Um Usually I try other people like wake up from a nightmare and they just are afraid to go back to sleep. I'm the opposite. I'm like, okay, but how does it end? Right? So I find that really frustrating actually that these dreams wake me up because they always are like annoying ass fucking cliffhangers. And I'm like, but how does it end? I scared the cat with that one. He wasn't expecting that. I normally don't get that randomly loud. But yeah. So there's a lot of things I want to talk about. We're gonna save that for next week. Um I was just thinking about the whole Hassan dog situation. I don't care whether it was a shock collar or a vibration collar or a nothing collar. Just the way the dog reacts to him. It's pretty clear he has that animal traumatized. I don't really feel good about the whole situation. I think how people treat animals is a true reflection of their inner self. It's one of those things where you can tell how you could like get a good glimpse into someone by viewing how they treat like waitresses or like any type of service industry person. You know, if like they're just talking shit to the Uber driver, probably don't go out on a second date with them, you know? Um, that kind of stuff. I don't And the wildest thing for me is I've lost so much respect from Valkyrie over this whole thing. Because she's like one of the only major streamers I actually still had some respect for. And the primary reason why is because during the whole Mango thing, if you don't if you don't know what that is, just look up Mango Zero, like instead of the O, Ludwig. Fuck it, I'll just give a quick rundown. So Mango is a longtime staple of the Super Smash Brothers community, and was apparently one of the original or like close to original members of Cloud9. I didn't even know that specifically. I don't really follow gaming teams like that. I just knew him from the Super Smash Brothers community because even though I'm not big into it, I have lots of friends who are. I mostly just went to hang out with my friends. I did go to some Super Smash Brothers tournament, but I always got eliminated in the first round. I'm a Samus main, but I'm not a good Samus main. So I would generally just go. Uh, I especially like the ones that had food there, and I would go. I would like smoke a blunt with my friends, get eliminated in the first round, and then just eat pizza or chicken wings the entire rest of the night. Hang out and talk with them. So I knew like who Mango was. I know Armada and Plop, and I don't know if any of those guys still exist or still in the scene, but I was aware. And one thing that Mango's always kind of been famous for, if you consider it fame, is his drinking habits. There's an old clip of him actually just passing out drunk on stream, and it's been well known that he probably has a problem. Well, I guess I can say he does have a problem because I'm pretty sure he like admitted it and said he was going to rehab and stuff. But Ludwig was doing this thing where it was like a games tournament, and they were drinking as part of the game, and they had a alcohol breathalyzer, using it there for the opposite effect of what it's intended, trying to see how high score they could get. And Mango, being an alcoholic, just shouldn't be around alcohol like that, especially not people that are encouraging alcohol. And there were like two people, some dude that I didn't know that was like, no, that's not a good number, that's too high, we shouldn't be celebrating that. Like, respect for that guy. I don't know his name or who he was. I don't think I've ever seen him before, but he's in the background of the clip where Ludwig is going, let's up those numbers. It's fucking insane looking back at it. And the other clip that I recall is when Ludwig was telling Valkyrie about this guy's history with alcohol. I don't remember exactly what she says, but she's like, is it like a good thing to be having him here? Should we really like have him here or that type of thing like that? I don't remember, but she was like kind of looking out for Mango, and of everyone in that house, it seemed like her and that dude were the only people looking out for Mango. So I had like a little bit of respect for her. But recently, she just like sent one of the stupidest tweets I've ever seen today, just like crashing out about everything. And she was like the dumbest thing that really pissed me off. And then this tweet I saw afterwards, I don't know which one came first, but it was just like more icing on the stupid cake, you know? She was defending Hassan and somehow conflating it to Palestine. It's like, what the fuck does a dude abusing his dog have to do with Palestine? I'm just so dumb, so done with all this stupid shit, you know? Like, he didn't beat his dog in Gaza. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, he didn't actually beat his dog, just to be clear. There are clips of him apparently threatening to hit his dog and his dog recoiling like it's happened before. But you guys get what I'm saying, I hope. So here's the thing. I got really off topic here, but I guess that means we're just back to normal. I'll wrap up. So it's been a long week because of everything I talked about in that 5 hour stream. 6 hour, and it's not a stream. It's over 5 hours. I got really upset and I lost my train of thought about the stupid dog thing and the fucking idiots holding water for Hassan. But it was over 5 hours, not quite six. It's all on YouTube. You can find my YouTube links in the description. It's on the main YouTube, and it's about my experiences with sexual assault going back as far as when I was in a high school being assaulted by like college girls and stuff. So yeah, I think it's important to talk about for two reasons, which is what I started on before I got distracted by damn Charlie. I love you, kitty cat, but what? Ah, what's is that? All he says to Kaya? I was trying to quote the Hassan quote. It's like, "I love you, Kaya, but you need to calm down," or something like that. Oh, I I need to see the clip again. I love you, Charlie, but you need to calm down. That's just what we're going with for right now. Um, so I distracted myself this time. Let me just sip the coffee. Basically, I went through and like detailed some of the terrible things women have done to me. And it was not, I want to be clear, in no way is it like a women are the root of all evil type video. I think quite the opposite. I think most women are wonderful. Well, uh, let me rephrase that. I think there are wonderful women, but I think most people in the world these days are pretty fucked up to the point that I don't want anything to do with any of them. But as far as like when it comes to hanging out with women or hanging out with men, I prefer to hang out with women because I feel like men are just kind of stupid cavemen in a lot of situations. I don't get along with other men sometimes. They need to be a certain type of like uplifted, enlightened man, you know? Whereas like women I find entertaining even when they're kind of dumb. So but like men have like this ego issue where it's like they just feel threatened by me. So I'm like, dude, I'm just here like trying to drink my beer. Like, why are you trying to ego battle me? And that's why I don't like hanging out with men. They always have to like force this social hierarchy. It's like, bro, I don't give a fuck what your social hierarchy is. Like, I'm thinking about Warframe builds in my head. Like, I don't give a shit about who your favorite sports team is. Oh, you like the Flyers? Cool. Those are the worst fans of any sports team ever. I'm not surprised you're a Flyers fan. I'm kind of kidding, but also not. All right. Yeah. But my point is, women are not inherently bad. I don't think they're really any worse than men. They're just different than men. I think fear is the root of all evil, really. So I guess there's three reasons why I made that video. The first one is just because I needed to get the demon out of me. And that's one of the things that I've discovered in my mental and spiritual health journey over like the past 3 years. It's been longer than that overall, but it's been like hardcore on eyes front trekking up the mountain over the past 3 years, right? Where eventually, no matter how much like inner spiritual and mental health work I do, I just need to talk about something. I get to a point where I need to confront someone about the past or just make a video. And I talk about the reasons why I made the video. Basically, like I didn't feel like there was anyone I could tell what happened to me, especially because I've talked to I've tried talking to women that were like, "Oh yeah, believe all women." Don't. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're a guy that's been sexually assaulted, one of the worst things you can do is talk to the women that create safe spaces, and they're like, "Oh yeah, believe victims and all that." They're not going to believe you're a victim because you are antithetical to their beliefs, which is that men can't be victims, that only women are victims and stuff like that. And I'm just saying this from experience. You know, I tried talking to some of those women, and they uh, they victim shamed me, which is crazy because they're the ones talking about how terrible victim shaming is. Fucking hypocrites, you know. So that's really the second reason why I made the original video and why I'm making this shorter version is I just feel like there are lots of men out there that have been abused that won't ever talk about it. They'll take it to their graves because that's what we've been trained to do by society, right? So the second reason is in case there's anyone else out there that needs to hear it. I'm not saying you need to come out and talk about it. That's a whole other difficult thing. But I just want you to know that you're not alone, right? You're not, you don't need to suffer in silence. I suggest you do talk about it to someone, a therapist or a family member, but make sure it's someone you can trust and someone that isn't going to use your vulnerability against you and someone that's not going to be a hypocrite and turn on you. So the third reason, I don't remember anymore. I only started with those two reasons and then I was rambling and I came up with the third reason. But I guess I don't remember the third reason now. My head is really itchy all of a sudden. Um, yeah, so that's that, I guess, really. I don't have anything else to say about the topic for now. I don't want to dwell on it. It's all in the past. I'm going to do my best not to let that shit happen to me again. But uh, it happened a number of times. So clearly there's some part of me that just didn't want to stand up for myself because I would let women do terrible things to me. I thought I was being like humble, but I realized I was just being a doormat eventually. Yeah. So that's why I've been kind of quiet this week. It really took a lot of energy to even be able to share that in the first place. And then these weird dreams that I've been having since then, I haven't been sleeping. It's almost like it opened the floodgates in a lot of way. There was this one dream that it felt like we didn't actually get to that point, but it felt like there was a intervention arranged for me, and it was like a bunch of people that I actually know and love, but they were all demons, right? And it's almost like they were mad that I managed to get rid of the the woman porcelain demon with the knife in her neck. And I feel like that's maybe actually what happened. It was like this council. They were wearing the faces of people that I love, but it was this council of lesser demons that were mad that I exorcised the big demon. And we were like outside, and I was like about to smoke weed with a longtime friend. Like he was hooking me up. Just had the bong, and they like all sat down around this table and were like, I don't know if they actually said it, but it was like a we need to talk type thing. And then I woke up, but I could actually go for some of that right now, because that's one of the only things that really helps me sleep. I used to get bad insomnia, um, but I'll tell you what, I sleep like a baby when I got some THC. I haven't had that for months though. One of my cousins spoke me up not too long ago. We were just chilling. I was outside working on the car, and came over. But so it hasn't been months, but it's been a minute. Uh, the point is, I'm doing a lot better now, but it did take a lot out of me. First of all, to even summon the energy to do that in the first place, and the fact that my dreams have been crazy, and I haven't been sleeping well. It's like, I don't know if you've ever smoked consistently yourself, but you don't really dream, or at least you don't remember your dreams at all for most people if you're a consistent marijuana user. And then when you stop, you have like a week of crazy vivid dreams. It's kind of like, since I pulled out the female demon, that I've been having those dreams, except for I I haven't smoked in a long time, so it's not caused by those, you know? It's one of those things where I kind of wish I was able to smoke, because then I could get a good night's sleep and get back to work. But hopefully that'll be next week. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up before it gets too long, because I want to make sure I can still post this to Instagram and TikTok, since the super long video won't fit over there. But again, if you want to hear about my past trauma with women, it's all on the main YouTube. I was kind of hoping nobody ever watched it, you know, because there's some things in there that I was really hesitant to talk about. But at least a few people have watched it now. And who knows? Maybe it'll help someone. The main reason I was doing it for me was just because I needed to get that demon out of my neck. But it's out there in the internet. Uh, and yeah, if anyone ever needs to talk, I'm not the most social individual. Even like my own parents and siblings can tell you sometimes it takes a week for me to message them back. But I'm still a pretty small creator right now, and at least once a month I do my best to go through messages and stuff. If you've been a victim of that, or if there's anything else you're struggling with, you know, there was a much larger creator today. I was on Twitter and said, "Oh, I need help to stop crashing out," or whatever. I messaged him. I was like, "Okay, these are some steps. If you want to message me, I can help you talk about it." Probably won't even see it, or if they do, won't even care to message back. But I'm always out there. I'm always here doing my best to help everyone. And at least once a month, I try and go through and catch up on messages. And uh, even if I don't see it or don't see it immediately, don't hesitate to send me a message, because sometimes just typing it out or talking about it is going to do a lot more than you think it will, right? It's one thing to acknowledge it in your brain, it's another thing to speak it or write it down. It's just, there are many things that are weird about the human experience, and that's one of them. So, and if you're really, really struggling, don't just like send me a message and then be, oh, he hasn't responded, nobody cares. Go seek help. Go talk to a mental health professional, someone that has experience in these areas, and talk to them about your trauma, right? It's not going to get better if you keep running away from it. If you keep picking at the scab, the wound will never heal. And that's really what I'm all about, is healing. I did this for my own healing, but maybe I can send out a healing wave in the process and heal some other people too. So, yeah, I've been kind of taking it slow this week since I posted that. I spent a lot of time cleaning up the house, right? Because I was under a lot of pressure, really fucking myself up with all the stress. So I've spent like a day and a half, 2 days basically, just doing nothing but cleaning up some random shit around the house. And I'll probably still be taking it kind of slow next week, especially if I can't figure out how to get some sleep. But we'll be back to streaming again regularly next week at the very least. And hopefully I get the dryer and the floor figured out next week. Well, we'll do the parts of the floor outside. But anyways, again, before it gets too long, I'm just going to go ahead and say cheers. I love all of you, and God bless America.